Now, Julia Gillard is heading home to Australia to join her family in Adelaide to grieve in private following the death of her father. John Gillard passed away while she was attending the APEC forum in Russia.
And for the latest, we're joined by our 7 News political reporter Alex Hart in Vladivostok. Hi there, Alex. This news must have sent a shockwave through the forum there.
Hi, Matt. Absolutely it did. It took everyone by surprise, including the Prime Minister, I have to say. She started the day in great spirits. She hosted a breakfast here for the Australian media representatives, including myself, with some of her officials to give us a background briefing on what we could expect over the couple of days that we're here. After that, she was holding formal meetings with other leaders. She signed off on an agreement with Papua New Guinea about asylum seekers and held a full media conference. There really was no sign that anything was wrong and everything was going to plan. It wasn't until the early afternoon, until the official welcoming ceremony, that it became clear that something was amiss. We expected the Prime Minister to be one of the first leaders to arrive. There was no sign of her. The final car pulled up and out hopped Trade Minister Craig Emerson, and that's when the alarm bells really started to ring. Of course, a few minutes later, the Russian President Vladimir Putin confirmed that the Australian Prime Minister's father had passed away, and it really was quite a shocking and sad moment, guys.
Now, Alex, she says her father was an inspiration. He really guided her to where she is now. He must have been incredibly proud of her becoming Australia's first female Prime Minister.
Yes, and he really was. I don't think you can underestimate the importance of the relationship Julia Gillard shared with her father, and that was reflected in the statement she put out yesterday. She said, like you say there, that he was her inspiration, someone who taught her the value of fairness and hard work, and someone that she will miss for the rest of her life. She owes a lot of the opportunity she's had in life to him. After all, it was he who decided to bring his family out to Australia from Wales because of Julia Gillard's health as a child. He thought that the warmer climate would be better for her. I was lucky enough to meet John Gillard a few years ago, actually. I was putting together a feature story on a boom in lifestyle villages and for retirees, and one of the couples I interviewed was John and Moira Gillard. Now, John wasn't too keen to talk about lifestyle villages, I might add, and we spent most of the time talking about the meteoric rise of his daughter in politics, and then she was Deputy Opposition Leader. She still had a long way to go, and he was showing me newspaper clippings and magazine articles. He was immensely proud of his daughter. They shared a very close relationship. Treasurer Wayne Swan touched on that yesterday when he said that anyone who saw them together saw how very special, how very close, and how very treasured that relationship was. She said in her statement yesterday that her father had been battling illness for some time, but that the death did come as a shock. So it will be very important for her to get home today to mourn the loss with her mother Moira and also her sister Alison as soon as possible.
Yeah, and there has been that touching photo, I reckon. We just saw it a little bit earlier, and it's been in the papers today. Here, Alex, there it is, and it's Ms Gillard embracing her father at a function. Tim Matheson, her partner, is beside her, and it sort of removes the politics away from, even though it's at a political function, it removes the politics. It's daughter-father. Yeah, absolutely. So officially, our Trade Minister Craig Emerson has now taken over the role there. What's still to come at APEC?
Sure, well, they had the Leaders' Summit today, which is a bit of a retreat where they go away and they'll sign off on a formal agreement on some of the issues they've been discussing here. Some of them are quite detailed: food security, higher education, the trade of environmental goods. They're areas where Australia has really been pushing for some progress there, and Trade Minister Craig Emerson is right across those details. There's also the traditional class or group or family photo that they have here. Sadly, like last year, though, there won't be any silly shirts. I am holding out hope that we may see a few furry Russian hats though, guys.
I'm sure it looks like you might need them by the weather behind you. Okay, Alex Hart in Vladivostok. We'll talk to you soon. Thank you for that.